I was at a stoplight and I was fully stopped and I was waiting for the light to turn green when I got hit from behind. And initially, I thought I was fine and I didn't want to pursue anything because the other driver was a young mom with a child. She was late and stressed, and she made the kind of mistake I think anybody would have made. But then the headaches started and my vision was blurry and I was nauseous all the time, and I just started missing work. And I communicated that situation to a friend who recommended Cooper Hurley. And I made a phone call, and it was just immediately my stress level went down and I felt very heard and understood and comforted. I chose Cooper Hurley on a recommendation. I made the phone call, and because of the response that I received and the way that I felt almost immediately, I knew that I'd made the right decision. It was a family member of someone here who suggested that I call and gave me a cell phone number to call. So I didn't have to go through a phone tree, but even in later calls, every phone call I made went to somebody that I knew. It went to somebody who knew about my case. I never had to re-explain myself. I never had to reorient anyone. Everyone was there for me. And I had numbers that I could text if I didn't feel comfortable calling. I could always ask questions. I knew that I'd made the right decision from the very first interaction, and that comfort that I felt, that sense of belonging stayed with me throughout the process. There were regular communications, regular phone calls, regular text messages, people just checking in on me. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How is your treatment going? There were letters that reminded me that the process can take some time, and to check in and make sure that my mental health was good as I was moving through this. There was a check-in to make sure that my car had been repaired, and was I happy with how that had gone. And then there was like a surprise box that just came that had all sorts of lovely branded items that were specifically curated and put together for me. And it was it didn't come with any sort of transactional ask. It was just a box that came in the mail in somewhere towards around the middle to the end of it, just as a check-in. We're thinking of you. We wanted you to have these things. Just wanted you to know that we care about you. And that really meant a lot to me. I would 100% recommend Cooper Hurley lawyers to a friend if they were in an accident or just needed to reach out to somebody for advice. It's not always easy to feel like you're part of a process. When you hand it over to somebody to advocate for you, there's a sense of being disconnected from it. And what I found here at this law group was that everyone was connected to it. And I'm not going to pretend I was the highest priority or the biggest, most money-making case ever to fall into anyone's lap, but that makes it all the more special. Even though mine was considerably less traumatic than maybe somebody else's, I never felt any different. I always felt like I was the single client on the roster for the day, that everybody was looking out for me. And that's unique. It's extraordinary.
Your injury, our fight. Cooper Hurley Injury